Thank you, Windows. My name is Joe, and ever since I turned 20, I have been writing or releasing a song on my birthday that recaps the year I've had and how I'm feeling at the time. I thought, in spirit of keeping it real and also wanting to post more in the new year, I thought I would go through the most recent song, which is 22, and dissect the lyrics and tell you what they actually mean. If you want to take a quick listen, the song is 22 by Joseph O'Sullivan, links in the description. Okay, without further ado, let's get on to the first lyric, which is... When I look in the mirror, I don't see my face. Okay, so this is referencing a thing I get from time to time called depersonalization, which is basically what it says on the tin. When you look in the mirror, you don't see yourself. This is something I only really struggle with when I'm stressed, which I was when I wrote this. Sometimes after a shower, I kind of just stare in the mirror for like 5 minutes and then like my face doesn't look like my face and I have to like, which follows up the next line of, it's just a collection of eyes wandering in space. Now, obviously, this is just reinforcing the depersonalization message, but it's also a very, very slight nudge to my love of Eldritch and cosmic horror. A lot of Eldritch horror, like H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu, Bloodborne, all those kind of stuff, have a lot of imagery around eyes and like eyes growing in places and they're all like kind of watching you. So the line together sort of feels like when I look in the mirror, I don't see myself, I see like an eldritch creature, which I don't know, I think it's cool. The next set of lines are, and I bite on my lip to let the ulcers remain. This is another line of just kind of stuff I do. Yeah, I just kind of like chew on the inside of my cheek and my lip and stuff. And then the second line, it's a fragile attempt to prove that I'm sane. Is one of those like, oh, pinch me if I'm dreaming sort of thing. It's like, I feel the pain to feel alive kind of idea. Hello, I'm talking to you inside of my editing software. I've never done this before. I don't know what's going on, but I just wanted to say that the use of the word fragile means that this doesn't work. Yeah, okay, onwards with the video. And then the chorus of this song is, worry about me. Don't worry about me. Which is what it says on the tin. I'm fine. Relax. Okay, second verse. Hey, look, Mom, I made it. I got a degree. Is this all of the things you want me to be? I graduated university this year. It was a great experience. I loved uni. Not loving the debt I'm in, but I'll figure that out at some point. And this line reflects the idea of like, is it worth it? A lot of people say uni isn't worth it anymore, especially for the kind of degree I did, which was music technology. Ultimately, I think my answer to that is yes, I think it was worth it because the people I met at uni are priceless to me. This next line is my favorite. Now I dance with the stars, but I'm still on Indeed. I have been meeting crazy people this year. I got to go to the Good Kid UK tour after party, which was absolutely incredible. And I'm so thankful that they invited me. And I got to meet some incredible people like Good Kid, Dutch Criminal Record, and so many other people. One of the people I met there was Freddie Bad Linu, who I have been working with for the latter half of this year, working on music. And I was also on his final Twitch stream subathon, which again was insane. The line itself references a time I was coming home from Brighton after hanging out with Freddie, and I remember coming home, getting into this room, logging on my PC and going back on Indeed to look for a job. It was a really weird feeling of like getting to hang out with these incredible people, and then when the door closes, I'm like, no, I'm nobody again, which is what the next line, on the outside again, the ghost wants to be seen, kind of references is that I'm entering these new social circles, but I'm not quite in them yet. I'm kind of like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out of the door, and I want to just like get in. Hello, it's me again. I also wanted to add that calling myself a ghost in this line is also a very, very niche reference to my old Instagram posts. I used to make Instagram posts where I'd write really, really long captions to them, basically doing what I do now about how I'm feeling and stuff that's going on at the moment. I'll read you one, I'll put it on the screen as well. I am constantly pushing a drastic contrast to wear my life on my sleeve, but to hide away my past from everyone, to tell everyone everything I've done, but to also be a silent listener, for the world to know my name, but to also be a ghost. There's a lot more to that post, but I'm not going to share that with you because I wrote this when I was like 17, and no one in the world should be subjected to those kind of horrors. Okay, back to the video again. Third verse. And I moved out of my home, it's a lifetime away. This one is just kind of a fact. I've recently moved home. It's been a lot of moving recently because my family moved while I was at uni. So I had to move into uni, and then my family moved, and then I had to move into a different spot that wasn't my original home. It was a weird feeling. I didn't like it very much. Now that I've been living here for like 6 months, this place is great. But I remember the first night I was here, I just didn't like it. Did not like it at all.
The only thing that I gained was stress-induced weight.
This references the last few weeks of uni for me, which were very, very stressful. And it was a lot of eating ready meals and not caring for myself properly to get the work done. I put on a little bit, guys. Those little sausage and mash ready meals will fuck you up if you eat too many of them. I just want to let you know now.
I'm still stopping my friends from falling apart. Do I have any idea what that does to my heart?
Okay, this line is the only one I'm actually not going to explain because it isn't about me. Basically, there was some tension in a group of friends I'm in, and I was kind of in the middle of it, and I didn't want to be in the middle of it. That's all you're going to get. Fourth verse.
It's that time of the year by myself.
Okay, this line is the most important because this is what drew inspiration for the entire song. The whole idea for this song came from a track by Quadeca called Monday, which is on his most recent album, Vanish, a Horizon Scraper, where the sort of main refrain is,
It's that time of the year where I start getting old.
I wanted to reference that in some way, but also kind of put my own spin on it. So this was my version of that. Using that phrase, it's that time of the year, to lead into the final verse, and then put a spin on it by, instead of it being about the weather or like the scenery, it's about myself.
We count all of the things that didn't meet my house.
I'm really, really bad with cringe. Stuff like watching old cringy vines and shows like Peep Show, I can't do it. It makes me tense up and I don't like it. There are often times where I'm, laying in bed at night thinking about things that I said and just kind of cringing at them and just not feeling too great.
I presented a person who didn't have my name. He took all that I had, what I take his place.
Okay, so this line is actually in reference to my main musical project, which is a series of albums called Earth. If you haven't been keeping up on the Joe lore, Earth is a series of 4 albums that I've been making ever since I was about 17, 18, that follows a character who wakes up in a forest one day with no memories, no idea what his name is, with an objective to find himself a home. And the idea of this line is to say that all my sort of creative energy is going towards this person who isn't me. I've been writing 4 albums worth of songs from the perspective of another person. And obviously there are aspects of my life that appear in the songs I write for Earth. But now that we're getting into later albums, we're kind of dealing with more fantastical subject matter that like I would never do or never experience. It's getting harder and harder to find personal meaning in the songs that I write for this project.
And if I fall apart from the weight of it all, will you bury the pieces deeply in the soil? 'Cause I found this home with birds. It's the only place you'll never get.
These last 4 lines is actually something I explore in a new Earth song that's coming out in Volume 3. It was something I wrote in one of my journals one night. Let me see if I can find it. This is my journal, by the way. Isn't it so cool? I've decided I'm actually not going to read this out to you. I can't keep it that real. It comes from this entry I wrote where it feels like I live in a hole in the ground and people will come by and make fun of my hole in the ground, but I don't care because the hole in the ground is designed for me to live in and I cannot live in anything else aside from the hole in the ground. So it's the idea that I kind of work differently than most people, I've come to find. And so I create an environment that's accommodating to me and how I work, even if people think it's weird. And then after that, a sick-ass guitar solo plays us out, and that is the song. So yeah, that's basically what the song means. It's just a bunch of different aspects of my life and things that have happened to me this year, all kind of culminated into one. And a lot has happened to me this year, I'll keep it real with you. I know this song is really sad, but I am actually really happy and really grateful for where my life is at the moment. I'm excited to keep going. This was actually quite fun. I might try and do this every year. Yeah, hopefully, if I keep on top of stuff, you'll see me around soon. I have a couple more ideas that I want to try and do. Go check out the song. Go check out my channel if you want. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.